Hi everyone, this is Cindy with Creating the Heart, and I am back with the second part of I don't know how long it's going to be, series. It's my After Christmas series where I continue to craft with Christmas products into the new year, and I basically try to turn those products into something that's not Christmassy. So today I am going to be using the Falalama paper. I believe this is a Reflections, and I didn't get a chance to use this. It's Craftsmith is what it says, but I bought it at Michael's and I didn't get a chance to use this. I bought this kind of late in the season and I'd already kind of been working through my projects. And so I'm going to be using this paper, and the other paper I'm going to be using, let's see if I can find it in here. I'm going to be using this paper and this one back here. But there's some beautiful prints. So if you do happen to see it at Michael's, there's a couple papers in here like this one that I love. And this one's very pretty. This one. So there's some really, really pretty papers. There's some ready-made tags in here. So this will be a really fun one to use when we come back in December someday. So in the meantime, we're going to go ahead and start with my first card. So it's an A2 size card, and I cut the middle out of this so that I could use this on a next project on my second card, because I'm going to cover this up. And this is a tip. I actually used to do this, way back in the day, but then I got lazy because it's just a little extra step. So you just either die cut that middle out that you're going to cover up, or you use your paper trimmer to help you do that. And so that's just a way, not just to save paper necessarily, but if you want to stretch some of your patterned paper, then you can go ahead and do that. Something else I'm going to be doing, I do this every year, and that is to go through my scraps. So I can show you guys how I do that. I might be doing something a little bit different with them to try and make sure that I kind of use more of them, because the scrap bin it's crazy. And I know that I could, be using it instead of cutting into a full sheet of paper. And so this is the last of my gold, I think. This is an American Crafts gold foil. I have this foil paper pack that I got, I think at Marshall's. Okay, so then, let's see, that goes with that. So this one is from the Greeting Farm, and I forget what this one is called. I have this one out. I have two of these. This is going to go into a destash probably, because I have two of them. Don't know what the one I was using is, but this one's Holiday Anya 5, and I have the dies for it as well. So I'm going to go ahead and just take this out on foam. I colored this with my Copics, my favorite medium, even though I really want to branch out and start maybe using colored pencils. I've used colored pencils before. I just don't reach for them. But it's kind of fun to do different things. I think that helps you stay, motivated to craft and kind of keep your mojo alive. So just did a little bit of stickles here and there. And then I've got this sentiment, which is Smile, and this is from Honeybee Stamps. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to use my glue pen to adhere that. And I branched out a little bit at the end of the year, buying some product from companies that I didn't own anything from, like Concord and Ninth, which I still haven't actually used their stamps. And Honeybee Stamps, another company. So I'm going to try and use those very, very soon. It's just a matter of you know, so much stuff, so little time. Okay, oh, there's my dot. And let's see, look at this. I have this like, I can't even get this sticky pick-me-up tool to work properly, so I forget it. Just gonna stick it with my finger here and try to get that on there. Okay, almost done with this first card. There's a smile, and then the first part I have You Make Me. So this is from Honeybee Stamps. They have a smile stamp set, so I have a big smile and then all the different words that you can do to work with smile. And then I also have the die, which is what I use for this. And so here is my first card. You Make Me Smile does not look holiday at all. And then we're on to my next card. So for this one, I had to fudge it a little bit because this paper has like ornaments, and I actually kind of cut some of them off a little bit. I'm going to cover up this one so you won't really be able to tell. I just wanted that background paper. And so this is an A2 size card, and then this is cut down about a ½ an inch or so smaller. And then what I've got here is I've got this right here. It's going to go down. And this is kind of the rest of my gold. I have little bits and pieces of that gold foil, and it's worked really nicely with these Christmas pads because a lot of them had gold in them. Okay, and then this is a leftover paper from that last project. So just really using up the scraps as much as possible too. Okay. And then here is this paper. Isn't this the cutest paper ever? So cute. And what I did for my sentiment is I went into Cricut Design Studio and I put in llama, and it came up with 2 llamas. One I owned and one I didn't. So I used the one I owned. And this is the one I own him. So he had presents on his back. So I didn't want presents. So I just snipped the presents off. That's it. And then these cut so tiny that it just didn't even seem worth it. I mean, this was pretty much as good as I was going to get on the ears. So I just didn't even bother cutting the eyes and the mouth. And then I just took my black pen and I drew them on. So if something is going to cut so super small that it's like going to be just a dot on your mat, it's not even worth the bother of feeding it through. So there are other ways around that. You always can draw in or color in. Those parts you could, I mean, you could put the pen in the Cricut. I don't know if we could find a way to make it, manipulate it to do that. You can use stickles to kind of cover up things that aren't working as well. So there are ways around that. Okay, and then I went ahead and I went on my computer and I printed out this saying, it says, "You're a llama fun." And so I thought that would be kind of cute. I thought I was printing it on thicker paper, but I apparently was not. So it's it is what it is. I mean, that's what happens. I don't have any llama sentiments. I have so many stamps and not one single llama sentiment. And the ones in the paper pack just were like too humongous or just didn't work. So you're a llama fun. And there you go. I'm going to put that up there so you can see a little bit better. And that is card Number 2, let's get number 1. So these are the cards that I made using the Fa La Llama paper pack. And this is a holiday Anya stamp. And this one had presents, which it could have been Christmas or it could have been a birthday, honestly. But to me, they very easily could have been very holiday. And so I've got 2 cards now for my stash that I was able to kind of shrink my Christmas load just a little bit. So thank you very much for watching. This is Cindy, Crane with the Heart.